Hey, Divine Lighters, happy Friday, and welcome back to my spiritual growth tip, affirmation number 9. Yes, we are at number 9 already, and I want to hurry up and get into it because I know your time is limited, and so is mine because I'm still in my work week. And before I get off into the affirmation, I wanted to touch on believing in yourself, which is part of the affirmation today. And to give you a quick story of mine, which catapulted me into really believing in myself, was when I first moved to Las Vegas. I moved to Las Vegas 2 years ago, and I had made a decision basically that I had researched the real estate here. One of my passions, as I mentioned in the past, is real estate. And I came here, visited, moved back to Denver, or went back to Denver, decided that I wanted to come back and relocate to Las Vegas to do real estate. So when I left Denver, I left with basically just my clothes and my car. And I had a little bit of change, and my college roommate invited me into her home and said that I could rent a room from her until I got myself together. So I said, yay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write down all of my intentions, and I'm going to really, really get this show started for myself. So it started with belief that I could come here, believe that I could actually start my life over at such a late age. But I realized later that it's never too late to start over as long as you have the will and the intentions to start again. So fast forward, I was here about 6 months, ended up getting not a well-paying job, but it was a job enough to rent the room, and just kept on striving, saying my prayers, doing my affirmations, chanting, and really focusing on what my desires were at that time. So I ended up, after a few months, starting to look for a place to live. And to shut out all the how, because that's not up to us, it's up to the universe. It's the way I look at it. I ask, believe, and receive. So I'm at this belief stage. My credit is jacked up, okay? So I'm like going full force into finding a place. Somebody's gonna give it to me. My angels are with me, and it's gonna happen. So I venture off. I went apartment searching one day. And I was led to one place, then led to another, then led to another. And it was a total leading because I didn't map it out. I didn't know where I was going to look. I was just following spirit. So I ended up coming to where I am now. And when I applied, I just explained to the young lady, I said, I don't have the best of credit, but I do have great intentions. And I do pay my rent, and I let her know that. And she said, no worries, I'm going to run your credit and see what happens. So she runs my credit, and that particular day, I was actually getting ready to interview for another job. And it was in real estate, and I was super excited. I had manifested this interview, and I was excited not to jump off on another tangent, but it all coincides, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So she ends up running my credit, and she says, yeah, you were denied, but don't worry. She was like an angel. She was like, don't worry about it. Just go on to work. I'll call you back later, or go on to your interview, and then I'll give you a call later. I'm nervous as heck because I'm like, look, universe, if this is going to work, please let it work. So I get a call mid-afternoon, and this young lady, she was just so awesome. And she said, hi, Ms. Howard, just called to inform you that you qualified for your place. And I said, but didn't you say I was denied? And she said, yes, but I told you don't worry. So I said, fantastic. I didn't question it. I was just said, wonderful. So ended up falling into alignment with all of these specials. I didn't have to pay for this big astronomical deposit because I was waiting. I was like, okay, I'm approved, but what is going to be my deposit? And that's the biggest thing. So she gives me these options, and long story short, my deposit ended up being something like $300. So not only did I qualify and get a qualification for a 2-bedroom, but because they were having the special, they had a 3-bedroom for the price of the 2-bedroom. I was like, you know what, universe, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was so, so grateful that I had a place. And then my next obstacle was, how am I going to furnish it? So I had nothing. I had nothing. So I ended up fast forwarding to getting my position. That was another manifestation. I got my job at the luxury high-rise condominiums with this particular company, and it was like a dream. Everything was like a dream at that moment because of all the things that, had transpired and me believing in myself. I had to do this. So I ended up speaking with my supervisor. They ended up, what do you call it? Loaning me the funds to move in my apartment, to get everything situated. I ended up getting free furniture and all kinds of stuff, you guys, just by believing in myself. And it was an aha moment. I was like, wow, this is how it feels to have your intentions and your desires just manifest. So I think it's so important that we as women realize the power that we have. And this is the reason why I'm doing these videos, is because we have to tap into that ultimate power, and it comes from within. It doesn't come from without. And you have to believe in that godlike nature in you to produce that power, because power comes from love, power comes from creativity, power comes from believing, power comes from self-positive talk. You have to delve into these positive areas and look at it and just believe everything that you intend is going to happen. I mean, it happens when you intend something bad. It happens. So why not flip it and just start believing in you first? So my positive growth tip affirmation for today is, I believe I can be, do, and have anything I desire. I can believe, do, and have anything I desire. Make that your mantra. Say it over and over and over until you start to feel it. You start to know it. You start to just vibrate it, because it's definitely a vibration. So I hope you got something out of that today. I didn't want to be really long-winded on my story because I'm trying to keep my videos under 10 minutes. So if you have any questions for me or any comments about what you've challenged within yourself and it came to pass and you were super, super excited, then, do that. Leave a comment and let me know. If you have a question, DM me or ask it online. So I thank you for all of my my subscribers on my YouTube channel that have subscribed thus far. And I thank you all for all of your wonderful love comments that you've left for me. And I just appreciate you guys. So all my divine lighters, have a fabulous, fabulous day. And know that love is light, and I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Peace and blessings.